So since we're teachers, we're going to do a little test on ourselves. How do you learn? Hello, welcome again. It's another beautiful session with ABCs of teaching. We are here to simplify the work of teachers. I hope you've been learning. I hope it's been engaging. I hope you've learned a lot of things from all the different videos that we've posted so far. Welcome again to another enlightening session. So today we'll be looking at something that I mentioned in the previous video. Our previous video was about lesson plans, and I mentioned some important components in the lesson plan that will make it a very good lesson plan. So today I'll be talking about different types of learners. So we have different types of learners. Over the years, we've come to know that we have basic 3 types of learners. So based on my recent research, I think now we have 4, and some philosophies agree that there are 8. So I'll just tell you about the 3 that I know about, and I'll tell you about the new one that I stumbled upon lately. It's okay, we're always open to learning. So the first, visual learners. Visual learners are learners that like to see. They must see the whole process. They love videos. They love seeing all those things happen. They love practices. They love experiments. They like all those activities that they can visually see the process. They can see how everything works. They need to see everything that you're talking about. They don't just believe in just what you're saying. Another type of learner that we know is auditory learners. They like to hear. They like to hear different things. They might not necessarily be looking at you. They might be looking away, but trust me, they are listening to you. They are learning. That's how they learn. When they hear those things, that's how they learn. They learn from those different sounds, from this different sound of the different activities. That is how learning becomes a part of them. So another type of learners that we know are the kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners are those learners that they must do something physical in that lesson. They like to be involved in things. They want to play with your Play-Doh. They want to draw. They want to trace the letters. They want to kick the ball. They want to kick their legs at the swimming pool. Those are the learners that they must be involved in the physical activity. If you say, okay, this group was sorting the balls, they are the ones that run out. They say, yes, me. They might not respond to all your questions, but when it's time for them to get off their chair and move around, maybe it's a dancing lesson or it's a lesson whereby there's an activity that they have to move around, there's something physical. Those learners are super excited. They are the ones that would like to join. They will always put themselves out. Even when there are some other learners that when it's time to do all those activities, they just prefer to be laid back. Those learners are not kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners are those learners, they want to be involved in all the physical activities. You say, okay, you are the one helping the teacher pick this to this place, they would quickly volunteer. So the 4th type of learner that I discovered are learners that read/write. So read and write means that those learners are the learners that when they read or when they write what you have written, that is when they are able to learn. Those learners, when they read or when they write, that is when they are able to learn. So that's what I discovered today. So basically, when you're putting your lessons together, when you're putting your lesson plans together, make sure that you have something for the learners that are visual learners. So that's why sometimes we have videos, we have slides, we have PowerPoint for the learners to see something so it sticks to them. Or maybe they do a little bit of experiment rather. So those things, the learning can stick to them. And we also have auditory learners. That's why sometimes some videos we have sounds. Sometimes it's just sounds for them to listen and be able to absorb and be a part of the lesson. So putting all those learners in mind when you are planning a lesson helps you to be able to carry every child in the class along, because we all learn differently. Putting all these things together helps the learners to be able to enjoy the lesson, and they'll feel like, yes, Miss so-so-so or Mr. so-so-so is my teacher. They've connected to you. They see that, yes, you are connected to them. You didn't just leave them along the way as your lesson went through or as your lesson went on. They didn't feel left out of your lesson. So that is one thing that you need to bear in mind. Consider all the different types of learners. And there are another type of learner that we will talk about very soon. They are neurodivergent. Neurodivergent is another entire topic on its own, and we'll look at it very soon. So since we're teachers, we're going to do a little test on ourselves. How do you learn? Do you learn by visualizing those things, or you just prefer to hear them? Those of you that say, I don't like to read, just give me audio books. That's a sign you prefer the audio books rather than flipping through the pages. You can see the kind of learner that you are. And those of you that, no, you must do something. There must be practical. There must be something that you must do in that lesson for it to sink. Are you seeing signals that show you the type of learner that you are? You can start with yourself. Some learners, some of you, when you were back then in school, you like to rewrite whatever somebody have written, the notes that somebody have written, that you can just take a snapshot. You rather rewrite it in your own book. Are you seeing the way you're learning? So that's how kids are as well. That's how children are as well. As they are growing, some of these learners begin to switch to different types of, some might be visual from before now, then they move to kinesthetic, then they move to, so it can change and it can vary over the years. So that is how it is as well. So since these children, they are in your space and they are here to learn, how are you putting it into consideration all the different ways that they can learn? The goal is that they learn, right? That's why you're there. You have to ensure that they learn. So whichever method that you think is best, that is why in your lesson plan there must be something for the visuals, there must be something for the auditory learners, maybe it's a song, there must be something for the physical learners, the kinesthetic learners rather, there must be something for them to write. Sometimes just call out children to read. Some children, after reading that part, that thing will never leave them because it has stuck with them. That's how learning is. So let's start with ourselves. How do you learn? I'll be looking for your comment on how you learn in the comment section. I hope you have fun. I hope you're learning something. Remember, put all your learners into consideration when you are teaching, when you are planning for them as well. See you some other time.